Welcome, everybody, to the Arc of Wrestling podcast. I am your host, Greg. Before we get into introductions and everything, I'd like to say that this is our 1-year anniversary show. We've made it 1 year, and I would like to say thank you to everybody who supported us over the year, everybody who follows us on Twitter, everyone who follows us on YouTube. For our 1-year anniversary show, we are getting new equipment. I have new equipment on my side, so the quality is probably sounding a little bit better than usual because I'm not using Callburn anymore. I'm using a program called Reaper. I have bought a new microphone and everything, so the quality may seem a little bit weird because it's the first time testing it on an actual podcast. So bear with us for the next couple weeks as I even out the recordings. I'm just going to say a little bit of things. We are recruiting for the podcast. If you'd like to join the podcast, please message us on YouTube, PM us on Twitter, find us anywhere. Because if you want to be part of the podcast, we will interview you, and if we like you, you will be joining us on the podcast every weekend. That's if we like you, though. We don't know if we like you or not until you find us. So please, it's already
been decided I like nobody.
Yeah, well, because Mike doesn't like anybody. So Please message us. We need people to be backup for people who don't show up on the podcast. Again, message us anywhere where you could contact us. That's even including our Facebook. We'll try to keep an eye on our Facebook once in a while. So please PM us. Also, we will be using Blip.tv to be uploading our podcast from now on. So please, and I know a lot of you are following us on YouTube, please go to blip.tv/Arc of Wrestling to watch our podcast. Because we get not a lot of money, but we get some money for every view we get on Blip. And that helps us a lot. That goes directly towards our equipment. That goes directly towards the podcast. Does not go anywhere else. We can start paying for an XSplit license so we can start broadcasting video games, high-quality video games, to you guys every week. We could also, bring in a live, high-quality podcast for you guys every week. That's all up for, how much money we get from you guys. So thanks for all the support over the year. And let's get into the introductions for the show tonight. We have the lovely Joker.
Hello.
We have Mike, who is fapping in the background. And we have Jonesy.
Hello, boys.
Sadly, we do... Oh, my... That was so gay.
He is gay.
Maybe. Well, he always... He's always said he liked that creamy white stuff coming out of his asshole every night. So, I'm just going off from what his word says.
This is going great.
We sadly do not have Strike or Hunter or Jimmy with us because they are preoccupied with something else. So we don't have a special guest also for this week. We're going to try to get something for you guys special next week. Keep an eye out for that. You guys just want to jump on the Raw, or do you have something to say?
Great weekend.
Great weekend with Mike. Tell us what movies you've watched this weekend.
The Possession, House of the End of the Street, and Lawless. Very fantastic movies.
Was that a good movie?
What'd you say?
Lawless.
Very good.
Very good?
Yeah, I'm not big into Western kind of movies, but it was pretty decent.
Wait, it's a Western?
Yeah.
I thought it was like... I thought it was like more of like a Bourne Legacy sort of thing.
No, it's a Western.
I did not know that.
I actually thought it'd be more like a 1940s gangster thing or something.
Yeah, even that. I didn't know it was a Western.
Yeah, it's kind of violent, but you figure it was like I was at a drive-in. It was like the first two were horror, and then that was Western. Like, where do you get the transition from horror to Western?
When was the last time a high-quality Western movie was released? Like a AAA movie title.
The one with Will Smith in it.
A Wild Wild West?
Yeah, or Cowboys and Aliens.
Wild Wild West.
Oh, I watched Cowboys and Aliens. That was pretty good.
I have never seen that.
That was enjoyable. That was an enjoyable movie. I mean, it wasn't like like defining. It wasn't like a defining movie, but it was good. I enjoyed it.
I heard it bombed.
Yeah, it did bomb. It bombed, but I thought it was. I enjoyed it. I mean, I also enjoyed Independence Day. But then, what do I know?
Yeah, I know. After the list you just showed us, there's like 90 movies you haven't seen.
Actually, there's a total number of 192 movies on that list that
Oh
I've
my-
never watched.
Well, guess what? You better start watching.
I will get right on that.
You're gonna need to.
Hunter will be joining us later tonight, hopefully. So if you're expecting Hunter, go fuck yourself. Let's jump in right into
Everybody
Raw,
loves
everybody.
Hunter.
Well, hold on.
What?
If you're not expecting, if you're also expecting the blacks,
Explacting.
yes. If you're also expecting the blacks tonight, go screw yourself.
If you are a black person and actually wanted to be on the podcast, we are not racist.
Oh no.
Please send in an interview. Please. We would love a second black person on the podcast. I'm not sure
you
who
second-
Mike is because Mike's super white, but KK
Are you-
members, what
We
can you
love
do with
the
them?
black
Are you-
people.
Oh,
Are you
this
gonna
is
put that?
be
Are you gonna put that
terrible.
in Are you gonna put that interview thing? By the way, we are not racist.
Well, Mike's a little bit, but
Nah.
So, Raw. Let's do Raw. This is what everybody's here for. We open up Raw with CM. We don't even get an opening video. We get CM Punk and Paul Heyman in the ring. Punk is sitting in a chair while Heyman takes the mic, and they talk about how they show footage from last week from where the referee made a bad count on Punk when his foot was on the ropes, and he calls out independent wrestler and fake WWE referee Brad Maddox.
How can he be a fake referee when he's actually refereeing matches?
Well, he's a replacement referee is what they're trying to. It's weird
Ha,
because
ha,
no,
ha.
this is weird because they do this referee angle, and then at that same night we have the Seahawks, Patriots. I mean, no, yeah,
Packers.
Packers. Sorry about that. The Seahawks Packers replacement referee call. It was fucking ironic as hell because, like, that was the same. Did that happen during Raw?
It
Was
happened
that
after
call?
Raw ended.
It was after Raw ended.
It happened after like 11:30 because that's what time the game ended.
Because what happened is, WWE made fun of the NFL and their bad refs during this segment. While talking to Brad Maddox, Paul Heyman pulls out like a blindfold that had the WWE symbol and the NFL symbol on it, which was a call against the referees, being like, "Look how shitty your referees are. They're being compared to the NFL refs," which was it was funny, but that was a lot more funny after the Patriots. I keep on saying Patriots, the Packers game, when the replacement ref made a bad call after one of the Packers players caught an interception, but was called for the Seahawks touchdown. I believe is that how it went.
It was an interception or a touchdown.
Yeah. So that was funny. So they're just talking to Brad Maddox, which causes AJ to come out, and AJ thanks Maddox and sends him back. Heyman assumes she's out here to reverse the decision from last week. AJ says Heyman makes an ass out of himself and her when he assumes. They go on. They talk about how Punk. The only reason why AJ is doing this to Punk is because AJ is still mad at Punk for saying no to him when AJ proposed to Punk to marry him. This is genius because
Cool.
I enjoyed that they were bringing back past storylines. They're connecting all these storylines together, as these are this storyline happened to the reason why this storyline happened. This ended is what caused this storyline. So I think the writers are thinking a lot more in depth in these storylines now. So AJ talks about how Punk talks about how AJ believes that he's the best in the world in bed, which made me cringe because the thought of Punk raping my beautiful AJ is not good.
It wasn't a very.
He'd get arrested and lose the title.
He gets arrested with the title.
And during this segment, the crowd chants were positive for Punk. Even though, you know, in some cities Punk was really booed heavily, and you think that Punk was, you know, getting over as a heel finally, they're you know, at times when Punk made a pipe bomb, the crowd still gets behind his back. So you couldn't say that now Punk is over as a heel just yet. I think he still has to make that transition somewhere down the line. Yeah, so pretty much Heyman gets down on his knees.
Hi, Hunter.
Hi.
And there's Hunter for you dumbasses who wanted him in the call.
Wow.
I love you,
What
Hunter.
a
I'm
you
joking.
bitch.
Say hi to the fans, Hunter.
What's up, dudes?
We just started. We're talking about the opening segment to Raw. Heyman,
Yeah, when Heyman wanted to rape AJ.
pretty much, yeah. We're at that part. Heyman gets down on one knee, and he proposes to AJ, and when AJ then slaps him in the face and walks off. I think it was a very interesting segment. I can honestly say that it didn't really do much to where the storyline was going. I think it was just there to build up the Punk-Heyman connection rather than advance where the storyline is going. And I don't even know where the storyline is going. Are we supposed to see AJ versus Punk or AJ versus Cena? Because Cena has pretty much been out of the loop. You know, he'll have his one promo with Punk and then disappear. What do you guys think? Matt? I mean, I just called you Matt. I'm sorry.
Matt?
Mike.
What?
Well, guys, you know, I'm British today, so I thought that was a very good promo. It wasn't the PG-ish crap.
That's the worst
That's
British
the worst
accent,
British
in
accent
the
in
world.
the world.
Also, Bo Dallas wants to fight. Or he doesn't want to fight me. So I went to go punch him in the nuts.
Oh my god.
God damn it, Mike.
You should take some
Anyway.
acting lessons and learn how to speak.
Since I was told you need to shut your mouth.
Okay, well, Mike, how do you think of the opening segment to Raw?
It wasn't PG.
Was it
It
PG?
wasn't.
But
it
besides
wasn't
the
PG
point,
at
what do you
all.
think of the general, like, where it went towards the storyline? Like, did you think it helped anything? Did it make you understand a little bit more or what?
I thought it was pointless.
Pointless?
With Heyman wanting to marry AJ. Come on now.
What was the point of that? Like, are we supposed to, like, it really came out of nowhere. It was kind of one of those surprise things, but even then, it didn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, what? Why? What? Why?
Joker, how about you? How'd you like that opening segment?
It was pretty good.
You enjoyed it?
Yeah. Yeah, I liked how it, you know, I liked the them bringing up, you know, the past storyline. I'm glad they're doing that.
It helps a lot to connect everything. I think that, you know, when they're able to connect the storylines together, I think a lot of people start to appreciate, you know, where storylines go, and, you know, and understand and enjoy the storylines because they're thinking, oh shit, you know, Punk just said, you know, no to AJ. You know, how is this going to affect Punk in the long run? Like, is AJ going to get into power? In which he did. You know, it's really going to screw over Punk. You know, it's the little things that end up being drastic and huge. How about you, Hunter? How'd you like that opening segment?
It was alright. I mean, it was okay. It didn't really do anything for the story. They've already allowed you even touch up on it. It's just, I didn't really like this Raw. It wasn't very good. It was kind of a waste of my time.
Mediocre Raw?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll get on. Brad Maddox is backstage with another referee. When AJ walks up, Maddox promises that he won't make the same mistake again. AJ assures him it won't because if it does, she will personally see to it that he never works in this business again. Maddox apologizes some more and walks off. AJ snaps out and starts smiling. We get probably the best match of the night right now. Dolph Ziggler versus Kofi Kingston. Very athletic match. Both guys, doing what they do best, like jumping around the ring, selling the moves and everything. It's the fact that where's Ziggler right now? What is he supposed to be doing? He's Mr. Money in the Bank. He's supposed to be out there, pushing the fact that, he could cash in at any moment, at any time. And he's kind of in limbo right now.
Well, Daniel Bryan, when he had the briefcase, he was doing nothing.
That's true. But, wouldn't you think that they would, But, I mean, think about it. That was at a time where, Vince wasn't high on Daniel Bryan. The changes in creative and who was in control of creative was starting to shift. Now we're at a time where Triple H has a lot of power in, what's being made day-to-day basis on Raw, on SmackDown, and where storylines go. Yet Ziggler is still in limbo doing random feuds with Orton and Chris Jericho, which ended, unexpectedly, didn't really give much, didn't push Ziggler anywhere. He's Mr. Money in the Bank. He should be going after Sheamus, and we're barely getting that anymore.
Don't forget, Edge did nothing when he had the briefcase the first time.
Did he?
How long
No,
did Edge have it the first time?
Edge did a lot of things when he was Money. I mean, at least he came out with it. There was a lot of times where Ziggler didn't even come out with the briefcase.
Ziggler's always come out with the briefcase.
No, when he was with Orton, he barely came out with the briefcase. When he was doing a small feud with Orton, he didn't even come out with it. Only had the pay-per-view, I believe.
I saw him come out with the briefcase a couple of times.
I don't remember him coming out with the briefcase, but then you don't watch SmackDown. Oh.
Oh,
Uh,
oh man.
His feelings are hurt.
I know.
So Dolph Ziggler wins the match by hitting the zigzag on Kofi Kingston. Next we get a look back at Friday SmackDown with Kane and Daniel Bryan, and we get the first segment with Kane and Daniel Bryan of the night, where they are in a restaurant, and Kane is their waiter. What was
Best
his name? Gerald?
segment in the world.
His name was Gerald,
is
wasn't
Gerald.
it? Yeah. So Kane comes up, and it's an exercise that Dr. Shelby is putting him through. And Kane is Gerald, and they're supposed to Bryan is supposed to order something. I can't remember how much where the actual promo went, but it was an okay segment. It got a lot better during the night. Darren Young and Titus O'Neil versus Zack Ryder and Santino Marella. They are building up the tag team division, guys.
Well, first off, my name is Gerald, and I am a waiter.
Is that what happened?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. But anyways, Darren Young, Titus O'Neil, Zack Ryder, and Santino Marella. How'd you guys
Gay.
enjoy that match?
Gay.
Gay?
Which
Gay.
match?
Darren Young and Titus O'Neil versus Zack Ryder and Santino Marella.
That match sucked.
I mean, at least they're building up the tag team division. That's one thing not to, discount.
With weird teams.
Weird. Zack Ryder and Santino Marella are weird, but I'm gonna get into that a little bit later on because there's some news hinting at Zack Ryder, and yeah, I'll just get to that later. Winner Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Nothing special out of the guys. We will move on.
Good. That match sucked.
We go into a promo with Mick Foley out of all the people. They near the beginning of Raw, they said they had a special guest for tonight, and so they bring in Mick Foley.
Well, they were in New York, so.
They were in New York. You're right. Were they in Madison Square Garden?
No.
I don't think so.
No,
Where were they?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Some part of New York. It's a pretty big state.
All right.
Was it,
Well,
was it in Albany?
Yeah, I think it was Albany.
Or wait, no, it was either that or Buffalo. I don't remember.
I have no idea. It does not say anywhere here. Whatever. So we get the segment with Mick Foley. Mick Foley is, here to, he promotes his book. He talks about how he's, coming out with a book and everything. But he's actually here to talk about Punk. Punk comes out and he tells tells Foley not to come out here and grandstand to the fans. Punk tells him to say to his face, and if he has something to say. Punk says respect and honesty would be appreciated, and goes on and tells Foley to admit why he's really here because he's selling his new book. Foley says that it's not why he's here. Foley says that he congratulated Punk via text message last year when he won the WWE title. Mick Foley says 2 minutes later he got a thank you text from Punk. Foley says that he's deeply disturbed by Punk's recent actions and his alignment with Paul Heyman. So he goes on. Foley talks about how he used to be a Paul Heyman guy, and how him and Paul used to work together. And Punk just, this is just another Punk trying to, well, it's kind of like a Vince McMahon trying to sell Punk as a big heel. And so they're trying to make him against Foley, against Bret Hart, against everybody else. And I don't know. I'm still not buying it.
It was the same promo we've seen before anyway, so.
Yeah, that was just a repeat of what Bret Hart pretty much said.
Do you guys think they're going to be doing this every week? They're going to just bring in new legends about, you have to earn your respect, and Punk's like, whatever, and beats him up.
I hope not.
It's already boring.
Did they say that was going to be a thing, or what?
I don't know, but that's what it seems. We're in Montreal. What do we get? Bret Hart. We're in New York. What do we get? Mick Foley.
Where are they going next?
What are we going to get next? We're going to go into Charlotte and we get Ric Flair and CM Punk's beat up Ric Flair? Or are we going to go into Connecticut and Vince McMahon comes out and Punk beats up Vince McMahon? Like, I don't know what if we're going to be getting the same treatment.
He'd get cheered if he beat up Vince McMahon.
I'm not sure about that. Punk, at least for the past couple years, Vince has been playing a big baby face. I mean, he has dropped the Mr. McMahon gimmick after 2007, 2008.
Or like 2010.
People just like seeing Vince get kicked in the head.
Miz. Well, okay, but how'd you guys like the actual promo? What'd you guys think?
It sucked. It was the same promo.
Boring.
It's the same thing we've seen it year in every time. I'm tired of seeing it.
All right.
It's the same boring crap. The same boring speech.
Yeah.
What do you think? What would help Punk in this current state? Okay. Better question. How would you get Punk over as a heel?
Beat Mick Foley down with a chair.
That's it?
Eat a kitten.
Wouldn't beating Foley over a chair be the same shit then?
I like Jones's idea better. Eat a kitten.
Eat a kitten.
Oh.
Yes. A live sacrifice on TV.
No.
Just have Punk just like pull out a random kitten out of a bag, just snap its neck and just start going to town.
No.
Punk can just start talking shit about breast cancer.
Well, they're not going to
Support
do
cancer.
about how women deserve it or something like that, and everyone would hate them.
They're not going to do that.
Hey, you want some legitimate heat?
That's true.
Lose your tits.
No, you know what he can do? He can put somebody with breast cancer in the GTS.
You mean the Anaconda Vice?
No, the GTS.
Oh.
GTS, her tits off.
You can give the Susan G. Komen chick the GTS.
End October with that. Just hit her with the GTS. Like, fuck you.
Yep.
Changed our show for everything. Now you got to fucking face it.
Yep. Just an episode of Raw with that woman being put in the GTS.
The Miz versus Ryback. Next match of the night.
Oh, gay.
This
Oh
is,
yeah.
This
that
is
was
a
good
result.
match.
This is a result from.
Me. More.
Of course, Jonesy would want to say that. This is a result from last week after the Miz, after Ryback destroyed the Miz's ring, his Miz TV setup, and threw a couch at the Miz. I don't know. It was a Ryback squash match. I want to talk about Ryback though, but in SmackDown, because after watching SmackDown today, and I watched it today and not on Friday because I recorded it, I think I'm starting to like Ryback.
I'm sorry.
I liked Ryback before it was cool to like Ryback.
He's
Ew,
entertaining.
hamster.
He's entertaining to watch. You know, you understand, like now, you know, at first when he first came out, it's like, oh my god, we have to deal with this shit again, and now it's like, I'm enjoying this. I'm not dreading to watch another Ryback squash match, especially now that they're putting him against legitimate people rather than, you know, Johnny Curtis or Derek Bateman, or like, you know, a random, you know, local wrestler.
I can't wait till he breaks Goldberg's streak.
Yeah.
What's he at now? What's he at? Do you know?
I have no idea.
He's over like 90 or something right now.
90?
Yeah, from all the house shows and everything.
You're actually counting them?
There's a thing on the internet that was counting it.
What's Goldberg's streak? I can't remember.
176-1.
176.
Well, that's what it was before he
Well,
lost.
if it was like normal Raw, he'd probably only be at like 30.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm enjoying Ryback. He's entertaining, but I think I'm going to talk about a little bit more on SmackDown on Ryback rather than right now. So, another Brian and Kane segment, and this time they do when Harry met Sally sort of homage. And this actually reminded me of when back in WrestleMania 21 when they're doing all those little shoots, and it was Kurt Angle and son of a bitch. Who did he do that?
Christy Hemme.
Christy Hemme. You're right. When he did the Christy Hemme, Kurt Angle, when Harry met Sally, sort of thing. I thought it was funny. I thought this one was a lot funnier than the first one. I think actually out of all three segments of Daniel Bryan and Kane, this was probably the funniest because at the end we see Mae Young sitting at the counter, and when they do the Harry met Sally thing, Mae Young sits at the counter and she orders what they are having.
I'll have what they're having.
Yeah, so it's always great to see Mae Young around. I enjoy her.
She should be hanging out with her son more.
I kind of wanted WWE to release a video of like Mark Henry and Mae Young throwing a baseball at the hand. It's like a small 30-second video of them like passing the ball, just out of random, not even like part of Raw. Just like put it up on YouTube. Oh, that would be great. AJ's backstage with the WWE referees. She says other sports do instant replays, but WWE doesn't and won't. She says that everyone makes mistakes and tells them to go do a good job. Alberto Del Rio, David Otunga, Ricardo Rodriguez walk in, and apparently AJ asked to see them. AJ says all three of them are victim of the bro kick, and tonight they get vengeance. She makes Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara versus David Otunga, Alberto Del Rio, and Ricardo Rodriguez. So we get a 6-man tag later on tonight. Then we go on to Wade Barrett and Tyson Kidd.
So four Mexicans, a black guy, and an Irish guy walk into a bar. You can finish that yourself.
Well, is David Otunga even black? Well, I mean, that was stupid to say.
Wow.
I thought he was like South. Is he? Wait. Just ignore what I just said.
Alright, cool. I'm ignoring what you just said.
I mean, he's only half black, Greg, if that counts.
Well, no, because I was trying to think of where he was from. Like, He's
from America.
I know he's from America, but like, is he from? I honestly, for a while, I thought he was from like Egypt or something like that, or like his ancestry traced back to Egypt.
No, he's just half black.
Yeah, David Otunga.
Oh, so he's related to Jimmy.
Oh, he's the son of a Kenyan father, Moses.
Oh, he's Kenyan. Okay.
An American mother, Billy.
Exactly.
Wait, his mother's name is Billy?
Yeah.
Your mom's name's Billy.
Moses and Billy.
Moses Malone.
What the fuck? It sounds like a sitcom. Moses and Billy.
Did Moses help build the pyramids? Did he part the Red Sea?
He ate the forbidden apple too.
God, you guys are dumb.
Did he bring the plague of frogs to the pharaohs?
You should just stop.
What?
No.
Just stop.
No.
Why? Because I'm referencing bibliological references.
Because you're terrible.
Arc of Wrestling do not condone the views of Mike K. We are not against religions.
We are racist, but we're not against religion.
We are racist,
Battle
but
was
we're not
conspiracy.
against. Yeah.
It's
So,
a
anyways,
conspiracy.
Wade Barrett and Tyson Kidd, squash match. But one thing I want to say, Wade Barrett's finisher, the souvenir elbow, I fucking love it. It looks sick, and I liked it better than his last finisher, which I can't remember whatsoever.
The winds of change.
Wasteland.
Exactly.
That was the winds of change.
So the souvenir elbow, A+ in my book.
I bet it's not going to be in WWE 13.
It probably isn't.
He isn't?
What?
They said it probably isn't going to be in WWE 13.
The finisher.
Oh, the
Who?
finisher. I thought he was already in WWE 13.
No, he's in 13.
Yeah.
He is, but
no.
he is, but the finisher probably isn't.
Who cares?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter to me. I burped.
Bless you.
Sorry, I was looking up something. Next week, back from break and Cole's in the ring. He says that he will attempt to go live with Jerry Lawler in a few minutes. And we get an interview with Lawler, and Lawler gives an update about, how he's doing, what happened during...
While he's sitting in the big throne.
Yeah, he's sitting in a big throne in Memphis, whatever. Lawler talks about how, what he remembers from the heart attack. He remembers that he could only remember, I can't remember what he said. He remembers the tag match, and then he can't remember anything else. No, not the tag match. He remembers a match, but he couldn't remember the Kane, Bryan, Titus O'Neil, Darren Young tag match whatsoever. Like that was probably a time where he blacked out, and that was also the same time where he had the heart attack, and he just woke up in the Memphis hospital. So he's pretty much an update on Lawler. He's, from what I'm hearing, is McMahon wants him to return early November, even though Lawler says he wants to come back this month, and McMahon's telling him it's too soon. So we're just going to be having Michael Cole and JR for at least the end of this month.
Oh.
I mean, the end of October, not. So expect Lawler at least by November. At the least.
Jeez.
He wants to wrestle in November.
No, yeah. The doctors told him that once it's November, Lawler could get back in the ring and get back to the announce table, which they're probably not going to allow him in the ring though. It'd be stupid if they allowed him back. I mean, even though he can, really, why risk it all? Okay, so then we get the six-man tag: David Otunga, Ricardo Rodriguez, Alberto Del Rio versus Sheamus, Rey Mysterio, and Sin Cara.
Yay.
Wasn't special. It just like any other six-man tag they could pull off. It wasn't that great of a six-man tag. I mean, it ends with Cara, Sin Cara gets tagged in by Rey Mysterio, I believe, and gets a splash on Ricardo Rodriguez off the top rope for the win. One thing, Ricardo could take some nice bumps. He took a couple. He wrestled in the ring a little bit with Sin Cara, and from what I've been hearing, he's been wrestling Sin Cara at house shows now. I'm not sure.
Under a mask.
Yeah, under a mask. He's playing as El Loco. I think. That's
No, El Generico.
You're so funny, Hunter.
You're so Jimmy Rustled right now.
So Ricardo Rodriguez is probably. I'm guessing they're probably gonna start throwing him in matches on live TV. Maybe they're gonna break up Ricardo and Del Rio in the future. Who knows? I mean, I probably wouldn't do it for the sole reason that Ricardo's probably the biggest reason why Del Rio's getting heat.
Alright, strike.
No, I mean, I think that Del Rio on his own couldn't be able to do it. at least couldn't get the heat that a lot of people would do it. I've always said that I kind of agreed with Strike on the subject of where Del Rio stands as a heel, because I don't think that he could actually get his own heat by himself. I think having Ricardo there is a big reason why he has heat.
Strike also says Del Rio isn't talented at anything, so
Oh no, I think Del Rio is talented. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that Del Rio can't get heat on his own. And that's just my thing. We got a bunch of segments. First segment, Daniel Bryan and Kane at the local restaurant. Dr. Shelby gives Kane salad and Daniel Bryan meatballs. I forget what Kane does, but Daniel.
Kane eats a piece of lettuce.
Yeah, he eats a piece of lettuce, but then he like cough it up or something.
He
like that.
belched.
He belched. That's right. He belched the lettuce, and when Daniel Bryan ate the meatball, which is probably a veggie ball, he threw it up on Dr. Shelby's lap, and it looked like Bryan was giving Shelby a blowjob. Which was turned into a gift and was turned into one of those Brazzer memes online. And now Cole is at ringside and says it's time to vote for the new name of Daniel Bryan and Kane's tag team. The options were Team Teamwork, Team Hell No, or Team Friendship. And back from the break, they come out and they wait for their new names, and the winner is Team Hell No. What do you guys think of the decision?
Whoever voted for that is incorrect.
Yeah, it should have been Team Friendship.
It should have been Friendship.
You guys are so gay. Who wants a team called Team Friendship? That's not even funny.
Well,
it is.
Here's the thing. Reason why it should have been Team Friendship is because they built it up. They've introduced Team Friendship. They've been introduced Team Friendship, a couple times by Dr. Shelby. Dr. Shelby's mentioned, we should be called Team Friendship, and they say no. Hell No is just like a generic ICW name that people come up with. I don't see it catching on. I honestly, I would still call them Team Friendship for the sole reason that's what I've heard first. That's what I've heard them been called first. Not
Stupid butthurt people.
Do you enjoy the Team Hell No name, Jake, Hunter?
Yeah, it's better than Team Gay Friendship.
Gay Friendship.
Yep.
Okay.
No.
How about you, Jonesy? I haven't heard from you. Because I think
he's playing Forza right now. He's kind of busy.
Anyways, next match of the night was Layla and Alicia Fox versus Eve Torres and Beth Phoenix. Another not so great match. Obviously, Alicia Fox has been going back and forth. One week she'll be a heel, one week she'll be a babyface. Doesn't matter to me. I don't really like her as a diva in the first place. Wish she left. Winners are Eve and Beth Phoenix. This causes Caitlyn to come out later on, though, and says that after the match, Beth looked upset with Eve. Caitlyn comes out on a crutch. She says that the security footage from Night of Champions, she saw the security footage from Night of Champions when she was attacked. And Caitlyn said that she couldn't see the attacker's face, but she did see her face. I mean, she did see her hair. Excuse me. Caitlyn says that she was attacked by a blonde. This causes Eve to immediately blame Beth, who is her tag team partner of the night, to be the attacker of Caitlyn. And so, Beth starts like, I didn't attack her. That wasn't me. And, Caitlyn looks on at them arguing. And then Eve kicks Beth in the gut. So,
and does a neck breaker.
Yeah, and I still love Eve's neck breaker. Brodus Clay versus Tensai. Another generic match. But Big Show comes in and just punches both of them in the face, and they both go down. And
Yay!
But winner by DQ because Tensai was hit first. Tensai. I think this is like the first match Tensai won in a while. That push that they wanted to give Tensai kind of failed. Uh, Then we go on to John Cena. John Cena comes out and says he came out here to apologize. First, he apologizes to the referee, Chat Patton, and Brad Maddox. He apologizes for CM Punk next. Cena goes on and flips out on Punk, threatening to chin check him. Cena says that it sucks being on the bench. He doesn't guarantee his recovery, but guarantees that he will walk into Hell in a Cell. So pretty much, Cena comes out, talks about his injury, and he challenges Punk at Hell in a Cell. Punk doesn't really give a forward, answer. Doesn't accept his challenge. So the Punk Cena match, even though we're probably gonna expect it, probably not. It's being hinted at, and it all depends on how Cena feels at the end of the month when Hell in a Cell happens. From my count, his recovery is supposed to end the Wednesday after Hell in a Cell, but depending on how well he recovers, he could, come out early from his recovery.
I can't wait for that match.
Yeah. Honestly, when he was talking about this, all I was thinking of, I hope Cena falls down a staircase and hurts his arm more, so we don't have to see him for another 2 months.
It's pretty fucked up.
Well, the thing is, Punk and Cena, out of this 2-month feud they've already been having, they've only had 2 or 3 promos against each other. Punk's either had, bigger promos with Foley or promo with, Bret Hart or AJ. He never really had huge contact with John Cena. And Jimmy, the black person in the column.
The airplane.
The airplane
is loud in your house.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the end of Raw. Pretty much. But the thing is, at the end, Punk runs off to the back, and Cena hits Punk with a pipe, and so Punk runs off. Cena greets the fans at ringside. We see Punk walking backstage. He walks past Mick Foley, and they lock eyes. Punk stops, turns around, and he kicks Foley in the gut and knocks him down to the floor. Punk keeps walking, but stops again. He turns around, and who does he see? The man
Goldberg.
they call
Goldberg.
He did not see Goldberg.
If he saw Goldberg, I think that would be huge news and would probably have made this Raw 20 times better. He saw Ryback.
He saw Goldberg.
He saw Ryback.
He saw
Goldberg.
Ryback. And so and I guess we could talk about this now, because Cena is not expected to be on Raw tomorrow on Monday, we are going to be seeing CM Punk versus Ryback.
Oh yeah.
Yay.
Ryback, squash him, please. Please squash him.
Yeah, I guess
Squash
this is
him.
the best time to talk about it. Cena is no longer advertised to be on Raw in the local listings, so it's pretty much expected that he's not going to be on. He may be on via satellite, but WWE looks at this as an opportunity to give Cena some downtime to recover from other injuries, and apparently Cena's been working 20 times harder than he's ever has doing promotions and stuff like that. So they're expecting to give him just some time off, and this is the best time they could do it. So maybe check out for him. I don't know, on via satellite. I don't know. It just depends on what WWE wants him to do. What do you guys think of Raw? I'm gonna go down. Joker, give me what your thoughts on Raw were, and tell me your rating.
It was kind of boring to me. In a way, I almost couldn't wait for it to be over. But there were some good moments, though. I guess I give it a 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, how about you?
I give it a 5.
No. Give me a quick summary, thoughts on what you think of Raw, and then your rating.
Yeah, Mike.
Yeah,
I-
Mike.
Why don't you
Shut
go in
up.
depth on something for once, like you
What?
used to?
Why don't you shut your face?
He got burned.
Calling you out.
Oh, oh no!
Go in depth for once, huh?
Why don't you shut your mouth?
Come on, Mike. I know you
Shut
have it
up
in you.
your
It's
mouth.
it's the year anniversary. You can be old Mike now.
Oh
The
my!
douchey one.
The one who never shut the fuck up. Continued and continued to talk.
No, you took over that role.
Okay, well, I'm allowing you to talk right now. Give me an in-depth review on Raw, and then tell me your rating.
I hated the Ryback match because Ryback is garbage. He always will be garbage. The 6-man tag was okay. The best segments of the night were the Kane Daniel Bryan stuff.
Yay.
That was the best stuff of the night.
Yep.
Everything else just felt the Mick Foley thing was because I've heard it all before. Next week he'll give another speech. He'll give a speech to Cena in 2 weeks. Heyman asking AJ to marry him was stupid. There you go.
And your rating?
I gave it to you.
I didn't hear you.
He said 5.
I said 5.
Okay. Because Jimmy's probably still away. Hunter, rating. In-depth review
I
and
didn't.
rate.
Okay, so Raw this week was just trashy. I didn't think it was good at all. They didn't progress any story. They never progress story anymore. It's just freaking retarded. And oh my god. Okay, I watched. I'm gonna admit this. I watched Monday Night Football over the last 10 minutes of Raw because it was that bad. And I give this like a fucking 2 garbage pails out of 10 garbage pails.
2 garbage wait, 2 garbage pails out of 2 garbage pails.
I said 12,
Oh,
not 2.
12. Okay, so you're
Yeah,
so you're just giving it a trash review.
it's trashy.
Trashy.
It's like a Kelly Kelly, pretty much. That's how trashy it is.
Oh.
It's like 7 Kelly Kelly STDs out of like pissing in a shower,
Oh.
pissing in from Lita. Yeah.
All right, Jonesy, how about you? Small review and rating.
It was boring, and unfortunately, the Kane Bryan thing didn't really salvage it that much.
Oh, so wait, you believe that it didn't save the show?
No, it didn't.
Alright.
They were kind of boring to me. Although the Mae Young thing was kind of funny. Even Mick Foley not being there wasn't much of a savior of the Raw. I'll give it 5.5 out of 10.
5.5 out of 10. All right. For mine, it seems that Raw is going on a pretty much a downward spiral. We're not getting much of anything out of Raw. It feels like the 3 hours is really stretching out what the creative can do. I feel like, you know, now that they're working on 3 hours, they're having to come up with new storylines, new longer segments on a constant basis. So they're wearing out the time constantly, and they're coming up with the same old shit. So then when we go into the next Raw, they could progress the story by an inch until we have to wait for the next Raw and progress the story a little bit more, because the Raws are going on for so long, they can't rush it all on one Raw and just have nothing for the next 3 weeks. That's how I'm seeing it. So as Raw is getting worse, I think SmackDown's getting better. And when we get to that, when we talked about SmackDown, you're going to hear a lot of positive things coming out of me. My dick got hard watching SmackDown, let's just say that.
Yeah.
Overall, I give it. I think I can't go lower than a 5. I can't go higher than a 6. So I'll give it a 5.5.
For Raw?
Yeah, so I think an average score of this should be just a 5.
Yeah.
TNA.
Didn't
Uh,
watch LOL.
I sat through TNA really quickly. I'm pretty sure no one in here watched it.
Nope.
That's what I guessed.
Had shit to do.
TNA's gone. I've been watching it for the past couple weeks. It's hard sitting through this, because they're trying to build up for Bound for Glory, and some of the matches don't make sense. Like Jeff Hardy and Austin Aries. Like you're gonna have two of the top babyfaces in the company go at it, when you could have had Bully Ray versus Austin Aries or something like that special. We open up with Hulk Hogan. He has a baseball bat, and he announces some matches. He announces that Bound for Glory is only 3 weeks away, and he announces that tonight we are going to be getting a new television champion. He has 4 people in line for the title, and he's going to knock 2 of them out, and we're going to have a singles match later on tonight. The 4 guys are Magnus, Garrett Bischoff, Samoa Joe, and Mr. Anderson. And so throughout the night, he's going to take out 2 guys out of that list, and we're going to have a singles match for the television title later on tonight. He announces Storm versus Bobby Roode is going to be a street fight, I believe. And King Mo, who is MMA champion, will be the special enforcer of the
He's
night.
going to be special referee.
Or special referee. It's enforcer.
I thought it was referee.
Nope, enforcer. He says the enforcer of the match is going to be King Mo. So, and then he announces, and he goes to Aces and Eights. And what happens is Sting comes out. He's back from getting attacked by Aces and Eights. Hogan tells him that he just borrowed his bat. Sting says that my bat is your bat. He says that he's going with him to Aces and Eights. And we're going to take a break really quickly, guys. I need to answer something. And we are back. Sorry, guys, for that quick interruption. Next match of the night, Kurt Angle with AJ Styles versus Chavo Guerrero with why did I say Mr. Anderson? With Hernandez versus Christopher Daniels with Kazarian. It's a triple threat match. Oh god, this was a sloppy match. One of the sloppiest matches I've seen between all 3 guys. They kept on going for, it looked like they were trying to make this match special, and they continued to mess up. Like, I think Chavo and Kurt Angle botched twice. Daniels botched once. They were trying to go for moves, like maneuvers and stuff like that, but they continued to fail.
That's TNA for you.
Oh god, like at the end of the match, I was like okay, near the end of the match, Angle locked Daniels and Chavo went up to the top rope. Kurt Angle locked the angle lock on Daniels, and Chavo and Angle argue because Chavo was gonna go for the five-star frog splash. STO by Daniels on Chavo.
That was so.
So he's gonna do RVD move.
Or something like that. And then so what happens is Angle gets hurt. He's in the corner, and STO by Daniels on Chavo. Angle is literally probably about 5 feet away from Daniels and Chavo, and the referee just goes 1, 2, 3. Daniels wins. Angle could have easily jumped on Daniels, but was fucking stupid enough not to. That pissed me off at the ending. So Christopher Daniel wins, as we're backstage with Mr. Anderson, Samoa Joe, Garrett, and Magnus. He wants to choose 2 of them to fight for the TV title tonight, and tells them why they should why he should choose them. He decides Joe is probably in and Magnus is out. He gets left with a choice of 3, so he gets to either take out Samoa Joe, Mr. Anderson, or Garrett Bischoff.
Garrett Bischoff sucks. Oh my god.
Why is he even there?
Eric Bischoff. That's why. Eric has a lot of political power backstage in TNA.
Well, I know he has pull, but
Yeah.
Jesus, I don't think I've ever even
sucks.
seen him wrestle.
Yeah, he's really not that good in the ring. And they're trying to make him as the next top guy in TNA. Like that's what they're hoping for. They're hoping that he gets so good that he's the next top guy.
Who, Garrett Bischoff?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen because he sucks.
Well, who knows? It may happen. As long as Eric Bischoff's in charge, it could happen. You never know.
Well, he sucks. Let's just put it that way.
Tara, so Brooke meets Tara backstage. Tara's talking on the phone, and she even hints. She's like, "Oh, we're gonna have dinner with Stacy and George tonight." Hinting at
They
Stacey
broke
Keibler. Did they break up?
Yeah, they already broke up
How do you know that?
because it was on TMZ.
Well, we know where Hunter frequents.
Yeah. So Tara talks about having dinner with Stacy and George, and all that. And Brooke walks off with Tara's phone and tells her that her match is next. And it's Tara versus OBB apparently.
By the way, why do they still have the Knockouts tag team titles?
What?
Why do they still have the Knockouts tag team titles?
I don't know.
Because
Bruce Pritchard.
silliness.
Well, I guess I could talk about another news topic. Bruce Pritchard is not high on the Divas. He believes that the Divas can't make money, and so that's
Knockouts.
why the Divas division or the Knockouts division in TNA is really, really shitty. Like, this is probably the worst the Knockouts has ever been. So yeah, that's where we're going with that. So I kind of hope that they do something with the Knockouts titles. Like, even if they have to vacate them and like never introduce them again, like, I'm fine with that as long as they do something with them. Because it's kind of stupid that they just, like, you know, they don't even have a tag team for Knockouts to face. They got rid of, like, Angelina Love and Velvet Sky, who are probably the two best tag teams to walk into that company. I mean, knockouts wise.
They're two tag teams?
Velvet Sky and Angelina Love, the beautiful people, yeah.
You said they were two of the best tag teams.
I mean, one of the best tag teams in the Knockout division.
There you go.
So, at the end of the match, Tara wins. No one gives a shit. Bully Ray talks about his Twitter machine or Twitter machine.
Have you seen his calves?
And and they showed his calves.
Do you know who he is? Have you seen his calves?
His calves are pretty nice. I'd like to rub his calves with butter, but
Yeah. He might not let you do that. I'm just saying.
what happens if he did? Okay. What happens? Okay,
He's not
no,
gonna-
I'm
he's
gonna
not
go
gonna
on
let you do
Twitter.
that.
I'm gonna go on Twitter tonight, and I'm gonna ask him if I could butter his calves.
He's not gonna. He's
I'm gonna
not
do
gonna-
it.
And
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna tweet him. I'm gonna ask him if I could butter his calves right after the show ends. I'm gonna do it. You mark my words, Mike.
can I butter your calves?
Can I butter your calves?
And he's probably gonna go.
Can I rub my butter on your calves?
Oh.
I want to. I'm done.
Please don't finish that sentence.
So Hogan is again backstage, tells him that Garrett is not ready, and pretty much says that tonight it's going to be Samoa Joe versus Mr. Anderson for a television title, the vacant television title after Devon left the company. Also backstage, Bully Ray is talking to Austin Aries, and he's talking about how, like, he says that he's going to be cheering for Jeff Hardy at the pay-per-view since he does not get to have another title shot at Aries. He goes on and says that Aries is better wrestler though and deserves to win. He wishes him luck at the pay-per-view match and walks off. And then Aries tells him that luck is for losers.
Yay!
Samoa Joe versus Mr. Anderson. Kind of a slow match. Samoa Joe wins by making Mr. Anderson tap out. I mean, not tap out. Suffocate, if you want to say. He choked out.
So he killed him.
Yeah. He was pretty much dead at
He
the end of the
died.
night. They had to carry him out on a stretcher.
I just want to say, Devon, the
What?
only undefeated TNA TV champion in history.
What?
Devon
Oh,
is
yeah.
he's the only undefeated TV champion ever. because he never lost the title.
You're right about that. Hogan and Sting are planning their visit to Aces and Eights clubhouse when a woman asks Hogan to sign something. She then sprays him and Sting with mace, and some Aces and Eights guys put sacks over their heads and throw them into a van. Later, Hogan gets raped and Sting has to watch. Just kidding.
Yeah.
That didn't happen.
That did not happen.
Yes, it did.
Kind of wish it did, though. Evan Markopoulos. Markopoulos. I can't pronounce his last name. Is in the ring with Taz, Bruce Pritchard, and Al Snow. And they decide this is the gut check thing, and Taz says yes, Pritchard says no, and Al Snow says no, because he is 18 years old. Apparently, this kid's been wrestling since he was 13. Like, he joined Killer Kowalski school at the age of 13, and he's been wrestling ever since. And they said that, you're young, but you're not ready, so no. Even though he's gonna be sent to OVW to get ready.
Oh my goodness.
So fucking stupid.
The whole gut check thing in general was freaking stupid.
Has anybody who won the gut check ever debuted in TNA yet?
Nope.
It's fucking stupid. If you're gonna fucking hire someone, make them on the fucking show. Like, really.
The first dude who won hasn't been seen since.
Who was the first guy that won?
The one that Flair said yes when he was supposed to say no. The British dude.
Oh no! What happened to him is he got released from the company.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he got released.
Okay, well he was one of them. And then that chick that quote unquote had cancer.
Taylor Hendricks, who's fucking beautiful.
Yeah, her. She hasn't been on there since.
I think she's in OVW.
She is. She's their women's champion.
Yeah.
Joey Ryan was told no.
But I think he's signed with TNA anyways.
Well, regardless, he's the most talented guy they've had on there.
Storyline.
Yes. Storyline progression. But he's the most talented out of them all, and he was told no.
Al Snow was yelled at for putting his hands on Joey Ryan, so I think they're going to have a match.
Yeah, it's going to be Al Snow and Joey Ryan at Bound for Glory.
Oh, God.
And you know who's going to win?
Joey Ryan.
It's going to be Al Snow and Joey Ryan, and if Joey Ryan wins, he gets a contract.
Oh, yeah.
What's going to happen?
Bobby Roode, Bully Ray versus Jeff Hardy and Austin Aries. I think this is the last match of the night, too. From what I watched of it, kind of slow. It's the fact that Jeff Hardy is babyface, and they're not going to be turning him anytime soon, and they're still supposed to have they're supposed to have that match at Bound for Glory, and there's not really much build up. I don't know, it pisses me off. Winners Austin Aries and Jeff Hardy. What happened is Jeff tags himself in with Aries not aware, and has a Swanton Bomb on Rude to cover him for the 1-2-3.
Swanton Bong.
Swanton Bomb. So Aries is not happy.
Hashtag
that sounds like
Bomb.
something I would order at a Chinese restaurant, Greg.
What?
Swanton Bong.
Austin Aries is not happy that Jeff tagged himself without knowing, and they argue with both looking unhappy as we go to credits. TNA, I give you a fucking rating of fuck you. And I know if you guys want to get your ratings, I don't.
I give it a rating of needs more Claire Lynch.
Feed it what?
It needs more Claire Lynch.
Fuck you, Mike. For weeks you go on this podcast, you're like, fuck Claire Lynch, this fucking storyline sucks. Now you want more?
And I stopped watching TNA when that happened.
How about you watch TNA?
Well, I will when the NFL season ends.
You suck.
Well, football's
football.
Football's more important.
You're just butthurt because the Raiders suck.
Fuck you. That game was bullshit.
They got raped.
Fuck you, Broncos.
You got raped. You got raped.
Peyton Manning
Manning had-
railed you with his 12-inch dong.
Hey, Hunter, how about that Vikings game?
We
They
won.
won.
Oh, yeah. guys
So
lost.
screw you.
Last time I checked, you guys were losing.
We're never losing in that game, so. It's okay.
And y'all can't say nothing to me because the Ravens won their game too. So
Okay, you played the Browns.
okay,
The
You played
worst
the-
team ever.
you played the Lions, the one-hit wonders. I mean, that team's gonna have one-hit wonder. And, ooh, you beat the Lions. Ooh no.
Let's move
Hey.
on to SmackDown. All right.
Go
None of you
ahead.
watch SmackDown, I'm guessing.
Nope, I had to work.
Hunter
I
had
think
to
I-
work. Hunter, did you watch Ghost Adventures?
Yeah, I saw the end of it.
I didn't. I'm still missing.
It was
episodes.
okay. It wasn't that good.
I need to start fucking recording them because I keep on missing them.
Actually, it was pretty good.
It was pretty good.
I didn't watch SmackDown because I was supposed to go out, so I waited for like 3 hours for a phone call. I was like, you know what? I raged, threw my phone across the room. I'm like, SmackDown is not this important, so I'm not watching this crap.
I've had that happen to me. My friends are like, "Hey, let's go somewhere. Let's go watch a movie," and I'm like, "Okay." And I'm sitting at home. I'm like, "They're not gonna be
Yeah.
fucking calling me tonight, are they?"
Yeah, right.
And
I
I
watched
find
a
out that
little.
they're like too drunk to go fucking pick me up. I'm like, whatever. I want to go
watched a
see a
little.
movie by myself.
I watched a little bit of SmackDown on Friday.
What'd you watch of it?
I'm trying to remember.
I got a headache right now. When we go to break, I need to fucking go get some Advil. What'd you watch?
I'm thinking.
Don't
Jonesy,
think so. Right.
Jonesy, did you watch SmackDown?
Yeah, I did.
All of it?
I think I've watched most of it. Yeah.
All right. At least someone in here watches it.
The only thing I can think of off the top of my head is when Eve was backstage with Booker T and Theodore Long.
Okay.
That's all you watched?
No, it's not all I watched, but it's all I can think of.
Well, may I say, Eve and Beth Phoenix's boobs were looking extra big tonight on SmackDown. That's all I was thinking of.
Eve
like,
is a man.
every time I looked at Beth Phoenix, I'm like, holy shit, her boobs got bigger.
You
And
leave
then
my-
Eve came out, I'm like, those look big just as well.
You leave my Eve alone. All right.
Eve's a man. Eve's a man.
Eve's
Leave
It's
my
better
alone.
than Jonesy liking Caitlyn.
Ah.
Caitlyn's actually got a dick, though.
No, she don't.
Caitlin's got a thong.
She
Okay,
does.
so Strike
she
likes
don't.
Ixana. Jonesy
Joker-
likes Caitlyn. Joker likes...
Joker likes Caitlyn.
Wait, when did I
too.
say I like Caitlyn?
Wait,
I
who,
like-
who do you
I
like,
like-
Jonesy?
I like
the
Maurice,
Divas?
even though she's not there anymore.
Out of the divas,
I bet you're an Alicia Fox kind of guy.
no, fuck her. If I had to pick, maybe Beth. I don't know why I just like Beth.
Beth has some... I'll be honest. Beth has nice boobs.
She's kind of fat.
Hey, a little meat
She
on
could kick
bones
your
isn't
ass.
bad.
She's fat though.
No, she's not.
She could probably beat all of us up.
I could probably put up a fight with Beth. But then at
I
the
doubt-
end, she would beat me up.
I'd kick her in her nuts and she'd be on the ground crying.
You'd get your
Okay.
foot stuck in there.
I'd let Beth kick my ass.
You fucking weirdo.
Proud
It's like
of
some
it.
sick fetish you have.
I'm proud of being a weirdo. So fuck you.
Okay. Well, we'll get to the divas when we start talking about them. Because we have a lot to talk about the divas tonight. We start out with Big Show. He comes out. He returns to SmackDown. He says that I'm next in line for the World Heavyweight Championship. This causes Orton to come out. Orton says that he has to beat the most devastating man in this company, me. And then this causes Del Rio to come out and says, I deserve another championship match. Which obviously he doesn't because we've already had 5 of those. And pretty much what's announced is that Randy says that their match... Del Rio gets in the ring and he gets RKO'd. And then Randy says that their match is for a number 1 contender. Him versus Big Show, and the winner will face Sheamus at Hell in a Cell. And then something happens, and then whatever.
Yay.
Match number 1, Santino Marella versus Antonio Cesaro for the United States Championship. This was a nice match. I really enjoyed this match. I think both guys, again, both guys are very athletic. Fuck you, Mike.
What?
Santino is athletic.
Santino sucks.
Have you seen his? Okay, I just
Have
discovered
I seen his calves? No, I haven't.
No, have you? I just discovered his OVW gimmick, which was he was like a Russian wrestler. Holy shit, Santino is fucking amazing in the ring.
That doesn't matter. He's a gimmick wrestler right now.
Gimmick
He
wrestler
sucks.
right now, but he
sucks.
he's good.
He has
Who?
5 moves in the ring.
Who?
Santino.
I'll say. I
You,
don't like
you gotta start
Santino.
paying attention, Joker.
I tried
Both
to.
of you
but
need to. You and
Joker.
Jonesy.
Joker, stop smoking weed, dude.
I don't even smoke weed, so
Hey.
Then your head's
Bye.
messed up then.
You're smoking something.
tell me something I don't know.
But anyway, continue.
So, in a good match from Cesaro and Santino, it was real. Like, I thought this was one of my favorite matches of the night, but then I saw the Divas match. Well, nah, I'd say this is probably my favorite match of the night. Cesaro wins with the Dodge style neutralizer for the 3 count. I wish he did change his finisher though. I wish he did that. Mike, what's that move when he throws him in the air and he hits him with the elbow?
The uppercut?
Yes.
He's just throwing him up in the air into an uppercut.
Why isn't that his finisher?
He
He uses it in NXT all the time.
go as creative.
Creative. Give him the uppercut. Do it.
Go tell creative you want him to you want to give him the D.
So Cesaro, he retains his title, which is good. Congratulations to Cesaro. Joker has a phone call.
He does?
Yeah, apparently. Beth Phoenix versus Natalya. This is probably one of the greatest Divas matches I've seen in the past 4 years.
The 3-minute diva match.
It was good. Like, this is okay. First, let's build this up. This is the first time Beth and Natalya have fought together against each other in the ring. At least this is what they've been saying. I bet they probably faced each other at house shows, but this is the first time they fought each other on live television. This was
Wasn't live.
fucking great match for a Divas match. This blew everybody's expectations out of the water. These girls had reversal after reversal after reversal. Oh man, I enjoyed this match until the end, because at the end they kind of botched a couple things. Beth was supposed to go up for a roll up, but didn't do the roll up completely, and Natalya actually had to roll Beth up, and then Beth had to do up another roll up for the pin. So that was kind of weird at the end, but Beth Phoenix did win the match and proved to everybody, something. And Eve comes out and tells Beth that she wants to apologize for acting in the heat of the moment on Monday, but then says that until the investigation is completed, Beth will be indefinitely suspended.
That's how they write her off. That's
No, wait. We go backstage with Teddy Long and Booker T. Booker T announces the tag team tournament. And he announces he announces an 8-man single elimination tag tournament. And the winners will face Kane and Daniel Bryan at Hell in a Cell. Beth enters the office without knocking, and she wants to know if Booker saw what just happened, and then she wants to know why she has been indefinitely suspended. Booker has no idea what Beth is talking about, and Beth wants to know if Eve has the authority to suspend people. Eve enters the office and says that she does have the authority to suspend people because she is the assistant to the general manager. Booker says that she does not, and he is the general manager. Booker reverses the decision, and Beth is reinstated. Eve apologizes for the miscommunication, and Eve apologizes to Beth. Beth leaves, and Eve tells Booker that she's doing what Booker wanted her to do, what she thought Booker wanted her to do. Booker has no idea what Eve is talking about. Eve says that she's doing what Booker's senior advisor was saying. So she's saying that Teddy Long told Eve to suspend Beth, and so now she's trying to pretty much change Booker's, you know, opinion on Teddy Long as his senior advisor. So there's another storyline to put in the book on SmackDown. Zack Ryder versus Wade Barrett is the next match. And what was surprising, I thought, was this going to be a regular Barrett squash match. It ended up Ryder getting some nice reversals in the match and getting an upper hand for a little bit during the match as well. I enjoyed the match for what it was, which was supposed to get Barrett over, and I think it did a little bit. Barrett wins with that sick elbow. I think what he calls the souvenir elbow. And goes for the 3 count. Wade Barrett wins at the end of the night.
Wade Barrett.
Sheamus comes out for Miz TV. I will say this: Sheamus is getting a lot more entertaining on the mic now. After what I saw on Miz TV, on his little segment on Miz TV, I'm enjoying Sheamus on the mic a lot more than I used to. I mean, I've liked Sheamus like ever since he's debuted, but I'm enjoying him a lot more.
Debuted.
Or yeah, debuted. Anyways, Sheamus. Yeah. So Sheamus and Miz talk. Miz, says that he's still Intercontinental Champion. This causes Dolph Ziggler to come out. Finally, we get Dolph Ziggler, starting to threaten Sheamus, with the Money in the Bank briefcase, and says, you better watch out for me at Hell in a Cell. And he says if you better watch out with Orton, because if Orton wins, he's going to be laid out by the RKO. But if Big Show wins, his face is going to be reconstructed by the World something. What's it called? The World WDM?
The WMD.
WMD.
Greg is great with words.
Yeah, I am.
Just on top of it.
So that segment ends. Well, no. Then they start brawling. Sheamus gets the upper hand on both of them, though, and he drops Dolph onto Miz, and so Sheamus stands tall like he always does. Match number 4, the Usos. This is the first match. First round of matches are the Usos versus the Rhodes Scholars, Santino Marella and Zack Ryder versus Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel. Kingston and R-Truth versus the Primetime Players, and Epico and Primo versus Sin Cara and Rey Mysterio. So we get blacks versus blacks, Mexicans versus Puerto Ricans, whites versus whites, and Samoans versus whites.
Yay.
And the first match of the series is the Usos, Jim and Jay Uso versus the Rhodes Scholars, Cody Rhodes and Damian Sandow. Another good match. I think the Usos have so much potential to get over for how much they pounded to the crowd. I think they could they have the ability to get the crowd so hyped up for a match, for not only what they do with their entrance, but they do they do that Uso thing during their matches where one of them yells out "ooh" and the crowd yells out "oh" or "you," so something like that. But winners in the match: Cody Rhodes, Damian Sandow, the Rhodes Scholars. They advanced to face the winner of the Santino Marella and Zack Ryder versus Tyson Kidd and Justin Gabriel match. Obviously, Rhodes Scholars are going to be going into the final match of the tournament.
They're gonna win the tournament.
Do you think they're going to win?
Yeah.
You don't think Primetime Players could probably end up taking it?
No, because Rhodes and Sandow just started the feud with Bryan and Kane.
Okay.
Remember, they attacked him on Raw?
Wait, do they really call... Okay, apparently they call Damian Sandow's cartwheel the Magna Cum Laude cartwheel.
That's not PG.
Yeah, that's not PG whatsoever. Match number 5, Tensai versus Ryback. And I'll tell you this, and this is why this made me enjoy Ryback. This is the first match Ryback had against a big guy. And I will honestly say, Tensai made Ryback look good. And at the end of that match, I fully put my support behind Ryback. He just one bit of advice for Ryback. He needs to have a top rope move, whether it's a moonsault, whether it's like a splash. I think it would make him look good.
Let's give Ryback a moonsault.
Oh my goodness.
Let's give
I
Ryback a
think it'd be
moonsault.
interesting. I think it would be
I want to see
interesting.
him land on his head just to see what happens.
That's like Tensai doing a swanton. Let's give Ryback a moonsault.
Well, Brock Lesnar could do.
Brock Lesnar is a little bit smaller than him and more athletic.
Well,
And
Ryback's
guess-
small too.
And guess how many
Ryback is
times?
not small.
He's
like
short, like
285.
Brock Lesnar.
And guess how many times Lesnar has done the shooting star press?
Yeah, but I think Ryback could learn how to do a moonsault out of anything.
You want Ryback to do a moonsault?
Yes, I do. Is there a problem with that?
Yeah, there is.
What?
And I don't see Ryback doing a moonsault.
Okay.
Why would it's just less like Goldberg doing a 450? Why would a big guy? Why does a big guy need to have a top rope
I
move?
don't know. I just think it would look good for him.
Mark Henry doesn't have a
That's
top rope move.
That's just me. Well, Mark Henry.
Hey, Greg, I think Ryback should do a 450 splash.
I
No,
fucking
if-
hate you guys.
If Ryback did a 450, he'd probably kill the guy he did it on.
the only reason why I think Ryback couldn't do a top rope move is because he has ankle problems. That's the only reason why I think he couldn't do it. But I think if he was, if he was athletic enough and where he could at least do a moonsault, I think he could be able to do it on a constant basis.
On a constant basis. Just every match, Ryback does a moonsault. He doesn't save
don't
it
make
for anybody.
Every match. Don't make it every match, but do it like only at pay-per-views or something like that. Make it, mean something when he goes up to the top rope and does.
He's gonna do a moonsault against Kurt Hawkins. Oh my god!
My God, King.
Ryback is defying the odds right now.
Oh my God, he landed on his head. His neck is snapped. I can see his spinal cord.
No.
Or even if it's just something simple, like what Vader used to do when he goes up to the top rope, just like a splash or something. I think doing something from the top rope would just be something special for Ryback to do.
Well,
Like
Vader.
at drastic measures. If you need to do something to finish him like completely, I think like a top rope move would be good for him.
Vader did a moonsault because it worked for Vader.
I think it would work. It could work for Ryback too.
No, it wouldn't.
I think it would.
He's never done a moonsault ever in his life.
I'm guessing if he learned, and I bet you he has done moonsaults before. But I think if he learned, to do
Highly
it,
doubt it.
I could see Ryback doing moonsault.
Yes, the likelihood of Ryback doing moonsaults in the past is like saying the Great Khali can do a body slam correctly. Come on.
I think Tensai should do a corkscrew moonsault
He
next.
should. He should.
I think that would complete his moveset as a wrestler.
It would.
Okay.
They
I
should have
hate you guys so much.
Tensai should steal Morrison's move and do Starship Pain.
Next match. Okay, next match.
A shooting star press, maybe?
Randy Orton is backstage, and he's coming out to the ring, but Del Rio beats him up. That's it. And then match number 7, Big Show versus Orton for a number 1 contenders match.
Is that how the commentary went?
Yeah.
Did somebody have a stroke at the table? And go,
Lawler came out for a second, but accidentally. He got a stroke.
oh,
Oh
oh.
my god. Okay. So Del Rio comes out and says that he's gonna take Orton's place, but Orton comes out and beats up Del Rio, and so Orton's pretty much getting beat up most of the match until near the end. He gets a surprising RKO, but Big Show kicks out. Then Big Show choke slams him. Orton surprisingly kicks out, but then gives him another choke slam. And then 1, 2, 3. Big Show is your new #1 contender for the World Heavyweight title.
Yay.
So we already have one match definitely set up.
Yes, that means Sheamus is gonna lose.
He's gonna win.
Yeah, right.
I will put money on that.
How much you want to put down?
$2.
How about 15?
How about,
He's going to bet you.
how about
that my-
$5? If you have a PayPal account, I will send over $5.
He's going to bet you that Ryback will do a split-legged moonsault tomorrow night in the match against Punk or wherever he's wrestling.
That's after he hits a Rolling Thunder, right, Mike?
Yep.
Oh, speaking of Punk versus Sheamus, WWE released their first main event promo where Punk and Sheamus will be the main event for WWE's main event.
Oh.
That's a great original name too.
their new TV show that's gonna be featured on Ion on Wednesday.
It's Ion.
Guess who's not
Is that for
watching?
is that for like poor people?
Yes.
We don't have to watch it, do we?
Yes, we do.
You do.
What-
People who
what-
are poor have to watch it.
I
So
will
Joker,
be-
that means you. No, I'm just
I don't
kidding.
even know if we have Ion.
I don't
I'd
even
have
know
to
if
check.
I have Ion. I have to look for it.
I
They're-
think
if they
I
don't
think I have it.
if they don't, if you can't find it, they're probably gonna put it up on WWE.com. I wouldn't be surprised if they did. So just wait, or you can just find it up on YouTube or something like that.
I think I have it, but the guarantees the likelihood of me watching it on a weekly basis or something on.
On Wednesdays night, Mike, what are you doing on Wednesday night?
I'm watching Ghost Hunter, son.
Go. That's
Ghost-
the
People
weakest
still
ghost
watch
show
that?
in the
Weak,
world.
like fucking weak.
That is
Right.
so weak.
Right there, South Park.
Ghost Adventures, bro. That's the way to go.
Well, since
Yeah.
it's October now, it's gonna be a whole lot of horror stuff. So
That's true. I can't wait. I can't wait for what travel.
I can't wait for
Channel brings.
Halloween for all the slutty chicks dressing up.
Oh.
you need to wait. You need Halloween for that.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you guys a question, because
No.
I had a discussion with a couple of my friends a while ago. Is it illegal? Because I know there's laws. Is it illegal in your guys' city to trick or treat over the age of 18?
Nope.
I don't know.
I
Because-
don't know, but But I've seen teenagers still do it.
I've seen kids.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
knew
go
do
around
it
going
when they were
trick or
18.
treat.
Because I've heard there's actual laws, like in Illinois and places like that, where it's actually illegal.
Illinois.
Illinois.
Yeah, you don't.
Yes.
It's there's a silent S.
Yeah.
Let's all go to Illinois.
Yeah. They're,
People from Illinois get really mad when you say that. Like
Illinois?
that.
Illinois. You guys being pissed off right
Illinois.
now?
When people say Illinois.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I've heard it's actually illegal in some places to be 18 and trick or treating. I've heard it's illegal to be over the age of 12 and trick or treating. In some
That's
places.
stupid.
I know it's stupid. You're still a kid at that age, and
Where's it illegal there? Iraq?
no,
I
no.
want my candy.
Here, I'll even look it up right now. I'm trying to remember the.
Are the cops just gonna put you in the back of the car if they see you if you're over the age of 12?
Right? What are you doing?
Nope, you're gonna be spending some time in jail tonight, son. I have to
How
look at
dare
your
you ask
ID.
for candy, you
Just start carding 10-year-olds.
Let me see
Here
your
it is.
middle school ID.
There are many jurisdictions that are enacting laws that children over a certain age cannot trick or treat unless they are chaperoning a child under that age. A city near me just enacted a law that anyone over the age of 12 cannot trick or treat. Belleville, Illinois. There's also a Halloween curfew law that says that trick or treating can only occur during certain hours. Most jurisdictions can enact these laws and have crimes occur that they think they prevent by enforcing them.
What
most-
cops are actually gonna enforce those though?
So
Seriously.
there's actually laws that that you cannot trick or treat over the age of 12.
Most kids aren't out at 10, 11 o'clock at night anyway trick or treating.
Oh
Yeah.
hell no! You don't fucking live here in in fucking Southern California where there's Mexicans who are out until like 12 o'clock at midnight,
That-
still fucking going around.
That's because they're collecting dinner for the week.
Every year I make my house completely black because I know
You're
there's
one of
at
those
least
assholes.
300-400 kids who will come up to my door.
You're
At the
one of
same
those
time?
assholes.
Well, no, because what happens is one year we bought 4 bags of candy, 4 ginormous bags of candy, and we were handing out the candy. We ran out of 4 bags of candy in under an hour.
How many pieces of candy do you give them?
We gave them like
How many did
two
you-
per kid.
How many did you eat?
Not a lot,
Probably like
but
3
still,
bags.
that doesn't matter.
I don't want to talk about it.
No, but we ran out quickly, and there were still kids coming. One year, we stopped giving out candy because we didn't have any more, and so we just locked up the house. We got our house egged and our tree teepeed. So, kids get
Well,
violent.
I
if,
mean, trick or treat. Yeah,
kids will get violent if they know you're giving out candy, and you just stop giving out candy later on.
you got the trick. You just didn't give them a treat, Greg. Maybe you should have got 5 bags.
Okay.
You should have gave them the good stuff.
I should have gave him like.
You should stop giving them
Hand out
Tootsie Pops and
condoms.
give them Starburst.
Guys, I ran out of candy. Here's some condoms. Start
No.
giving out condoms.
Oh man.
They might fit with all those 12-year-olds with you.
Oh.
Okay. On that note, let's go on the news so we can end this.
Before we go on, I just saw a Philadelphia Eagle get put in a sleeper hold, going for a pass.
Did he get passed out? Was Sabu around?
No, no, he didn't. But my God, the guy put his hand over the other dude's face mask, so he couldn't
Freaking
see.
Eli.
Nope.
All right. Well, let's go over the news, y'all.
You go do that real quick. I'm going to use the restroom.
All right. I'm gonna start out with some big news first. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Found it.
Baran.
Okay. Kelly has been officially released from the WWE. WWE has come to terms on the release of WWE diva Kelly as of today, September 28th, 2012. WWE wishes Kelly the best of all her future endeavors.
Choke on a dick, bitch.
And after that exploded, there has been a lot of pictures and memes coming out of Kelly joining Brazzers and Playboy and shit like that. It's fucking hilarious.
I would watch.
Like, there's the picture of Kelly sitting on the sink, peeing in the sink,
Oh,
and it
God.
reads, fuck, I forget what it reads. It's like heading to Brazzers right now or something like that. So minutes after the announcement, Kelly wrote on Twitter, had an amazing 6 years with WWE, made great friends, and had most loyal and amazing fans in the world. Thanks for never-ending support, having exciting things, blah 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 blah. She's 25.
Wow, she's young.
She's 25, 26. She's still young. She's still got juice in her.
So she'll be a professional.
After Jericho came in her.
She probably does, actually.
She probably keeps all the in baggy souvenirs. Goes around the airport. Sperm. And
Oh.
Also, Kelly is now asking price to appear at indie shows. She's asking $10,000 per event. And I make it a rule to never bury anyone in a wrestling business publicly if a deal goes wrong. Well, whatever. So yeah, if you want Kelly to be on your show, it's $10,000. That's also the same.
$10,000 for a
That's also
blowjob.
that's also the same price as having sex with her.
Oh,
I'd pay 10 grand to get STDs from Jericho.
What?
Wait.
Because
you
Jericho
plug
passed
for
his
10
STDs
grand?
on to Kelly. Get Jericho's STDs.
Okay. speaking of other contract-related news, Raquel Diaz is still under WWE contract after requesting released. Contrary to earlier published reports, it's been reported on Friday that Shaul Marie Guerrero, a.k.a. Raquel Diaz, remains under contract to WWE after the third-generation grappler asked for her release. Her bio was removed from the Divas roster page on WWE's official NXT website, fcwwrestling.info, suggesting that she had parted ways with Sports Entertainment Organization. Vicky Guerrero and her mother then stated Friday morning via Twitter, asked to be released from WWE for personal reasons. I'm grateful for WWE for their support, love toward family. So,
Yay.
So who knows where Raquel's gonna be? Whatever. It's not like she was even good in the ring, anyways. Another news on a diva, developmental diva. Developmental diva, where is it? Buggy Nova. Her real name Natalie Osmond, who's also known as Skylar Moon. Who was signed for a WWE developmental contract a few months ago, checked into rehabilitation center to resolve a substance-related dependency matter. This would explain her profile being removed from the official NXT website last month and her absence from social media and NXT events in recent weeks. Her status with rehabilitation and WWE remains unclear. So Osmond performed as Skylar Moon at NXT events in July and August. Also, John Cena versus CM Punk storyline update. After WWE hasn't given a storyline explanation yet for John Cena's elbow surgery, but WWE champion CM Punk is taking credit for the injuries at live events. At this weekend shows, Raw General Manager AJ opened up to inform fans that John Cena is out with injury. This led to CM Punk interrupting and taking credit for Cena's injury. As noted, WWE has been giving refunds to fans that came to see Cena at the live events.
That is so stupid.
Like,
I'm not going because John Cena won't be there.
exactly, that's fucking stupid. You're there to go fucking watch wrestling, not John Cena. It's like if you're
That's a good
Wait.
way to get your money back, though.
Wait, I'm not there to see John Cena? What is this? What's this blasphemy?
Free!
it's like going to I don't know, like a Ducks game, and you're gonna go see Timo Solani, but Solani's not there, so you gotta go fucking go after
That
your
old
refund?
piece of
What the hell
junk.
is that?
Fuck you.
Question: Who would want to go see? Who would want to go to a Ducks game?
Me?
I'm sorry.
Do you mean like the Mighty Ducks?
No.
Like one of those games, like D2, Mighty Ducks D2?
Fuck you.
Because I'd go watch those guys. I don't know if I would watch the Anaheim Ducks.
Would you watch D3?
Oh.
I don't know. That's
no.
sketchy.
Like,
That's a sketchy one for you.
Yeah, after 2, I lost interest. It's just not as good.
like I said earlier during the show, John Cena no longer scheduled for Raw. The WWE official website is no longer advertising John Cena for Raw tomorrow at the Chespachy Energy Arena in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. He appeared in his arm in a sling on last week's show after undergoing surgery on September 18th to remove bone chips. The report for his recovery was announced as 6 to 8 weeks.
I'm gonna laugh if tomorrow night's Raw is secretly advertises Jack Swagger Appreciation Night.
Actually, JR is supposed to be appreciated.
It's all a lie. It's all Jack Swagger.
Oh.
Are you seriously gonna believe me right now?
Jack Swagger's supposed to come back tomorrow, though.
Okay. After I'm sorry.
Good-
I was reading
Good job having that brain fart, Greg.
Yeah, I did. Here's some injury updates. More injury updates. After suffering an apparent injury at Friday's Raw live event against Tensai, Santino Marella told fans on Twitter that it was just a close call and he is not injured. Santino worked last night's Raw live main event at Topaki. I don't even know.
Topeka?
Yeah.
Topeka.
Where? Where? Well, hold on. Say that again?
Kansas? Is it in Kansas?
I was about to say Topaki. I don't know why.
Geography is not good with you.
No. I've only taken one geography class in my life.
How long ago?
4 years ago.
Did they have a map?
It had a map from like 1776, but I'm not sure like if that's relevant.
Are you still basing your knowledge? Are you still basing your knowledge off that map?
Yeah. We do have 13 colonies, right?
Oh my god!
What?
I want to go to Delaware, the first state.
Okay. WWE superstar Drew McIntyre told fans early September that he was injured and would be out of action for a few weeks. Drew has appeared on WTV with new partners Jinder Mahal and Heath Slater, but it appears that he had some kind of surgery this weekend. Drew noted that he was part bionic now, and indicating that he had surgery. He added that he will not be missing any time from work.
Got a question.
Yes.
Who's Drew McIntyre?
Fuck you, jackass.
Is he that Scottish guy?
Whatever
It's a
happened
legit-
to that stable of McIntyre, Mahal, and Slater?
It's a
Who's
legit
McIntyre?
question.
Fuck you, Mike.
What? Who's
No,
Drew
he's right. Who's-
McIntyre?
Who's Drew McIntyre?
Moving on to WWE to offer Brock Lesnar less money next year.
No way.
We noted before that most people within WWE expect the company to re-sign Brock Lesnar, especially now that SummerSlam buy rate has come out. The feeling is that WWE will offer him another deal, but at a lower pay rate than his current deal. Unconfirmed reports earlier this year stated that Lesnar likely signed his current deal for around $5 million. At the same time, one source says Lesnar will be bringing a lot more negotiating power to the table this time around because he's proven that he can sell pay-per-views. You can take that as you want.
Somebody on a wrestling forum I frequent said they hope they sign Lesnar to a full contract this time.
They can't. do
Yeah,
that.
that's not gonna happen.
I was like, for one, Brock Lesnar has gone on record that he does not want to work full time. So how can you give him a full contract if he doesn't want one?
British Bulldog's daughter responds to Tammy Cinch's affair claims. During a U-shoot made
I
by
saw that. That was pretty good, juicy stuff.
made by kayfabe commentaries.com. Tammy Lynn Cinch, or whatever her name is, who's also played Sunny back in the late 80s, early 90s.
I'd hope she played Sunny because that was her gimmick.
Yeah. Said some trailblazing things about her having an affair with the British Bulldog Davey Boy Smith while the two worked together years ago. This was during when Davey Boy Smith was actually married. Georgia Smith, daughter to the late wrestler, addressed Cinch's allegations Friday via Twitter. I have been contacted, tweeted about the whole Sunny affair regarding my dad. I don't want to give this topic any attention, but that is a complete lies, and with what my brother, my mother, and what my family have been through, she should have more respect. Also, I don't know what she gets out of boasting, bragging about sleeping with thousands of wrestlers. That's pretty sad and pathetic. She continued, "Don't worry, people, I'm not letting it get to me, but I'm aware of her comments, and she got problems and likes attention."
Tammy Stitch was basically the Kelly Kelly of the 90s.
Mm-hmm. She sleeps around with a bunch of guys. Like
She
a
said she
bunch.
was the reason that HBK and British Bulldog had heat between each other backstage.
Yeah.
She was the reason Shawn Michaels found God.
Yeah. Exactly.
Pretty much.
Problems surrounding Batista's MMA debut next weekend. Former WWE champion Batista is scheduled to make it his MMA debut next week, but currently has no opponent. He was scheduled to face Rashad Evans, not the
Rashid.
Rashid, not the UFC star. Evans was apparently in jail, but released when he got the opportunity to fight. Evans has since violated probation and is back in jail. He won't be released in time for the fight. Batista's opponent was Bruno McKee, a super heavyweight who trains at his gym in Florida. McKee would have also been making his pro debut, but he has pulled out of the fight because he wasn't ready. The promoters of the event says that they have another opponent ready, but should be making the announcement soon. And also, apparently, from what it looks like, Dave Batista is being called Dave Brass-Bodied Batista.
Oh my god.
That's for his new movie, the Kung Fu one.
Yeah, and he's also being called the Kung Fu one. Isn't that the Quentin Tarantino movie?
No, it's Roz is directing it or something.
Oh,
Draws?
Roz,
Who's that?
the rapper Roz.
Oh. Oh, somebody important.
Zack Ryder teases character change
Oh, good.
in his YouTube show. On this week's edition of Z True Long Island Story, Zack Ryder appears in a dream sequence as he blames himself for a bad year thus far after being advised to reach for the brass ring. He teases making changes to the show as well as his character to prove that he can be more than just the internet champion as well as a gimmick.
So basically, he's going to have a better gimmick and better wrestling skills.
I'm hoping that he teams with Kurt Hawkins and come up with that team again. That's my hope.
Or I'm hoping he realizes he sucks and he quits.
Fuck you. I love
And then he
that.
goes to, and then he goes to TNA, and then he goes to Ring of Honor and gets booed out of the building, and then he goes to TNA and is forced to
Watch
team
him
with
come-
Robbie E.
Watch that happen. Like he goes to Ring of Honor, but he gets cheered. And then
He's
now
not gonna
Mike
get.
has
He's
to
not
go
gonna
like
get
that.
cheered.
Yeah,
No,
He
he's
could.
not.
he could be cheered. I could definitely see it.
I could see it.
He's not gonna get
I
cheered.
can see it.
I could see
It
it.
was reported Friday that WWE may have canceled or at least delayed the scheduled DVD and Blu-ray release of WWE The Attitude Era based on the title's removal of internal video release. Based on the title's removal of internal video releases schedules for both the United States and Australia. This report is false. WWE spokesman Adam Hopkins contacted this website to debunk the report. The title will be released as scheduled on November 20th. Because apparently they didn't want to release it because of the Linda McMahon campaign and everything. And WWE's been on a binge of, taking down a lot of Attitude Era videos on YouTube. Like, it's really hard to find videos of the Attitude Era on YouTube anymore. They've all been taken down.
Yeah, the movie's called The Man with the Iron Fists, and Russell Crowe's in it.
Oh, right.
Yay.
No
Yeah.
developmental deal between WWE and All Japan Pro Wrestling. Apparently, there isn't much to the WWE All Japan story that was originally reported in the Japanese
and
media
Lucy
last
Liu.
week. It's really just that All Japan Pro Wrestling officials took John Laurinaitis out to dinner back in August and pitched him the idea of making All Japan Pro Wrestling a WWE affiliate. At that point, Laurinaitis has already lost all his power within WWE. WWE hasn't been in the habit of supporting or buying foreign wrestling companies. So even though the reports of them coming together isn't true, I wouldn't doubt that there could be in the future at least some partnership. But that's not news, that's just me speculating. So don't take that seriously.
Oh, you do know if
that
it
is a
happens.
Quentin Tarantino movie.
Well, you do know if it happens. You do know who shows up at WWE, right?
Who?
The Great Muta.
Yeah.
Who's that?
He's one like the greatest.
You've never heard of Muda.
Nope.
He's like one of the best Japanese wrestlers
He's one of the biggest Japanese legends
of
ever.
all time. Him and Antonio Inoka.
How can you not hear of the Great Muta? His feud with Sting in WCW. Come on now.
Or not.
So CM Punk's working on getting a new title belt.
Where have you been?
Backstage news on WWE's new deal with Hulu Plus and the WWE Network. It was reported a few weeks back that the WWE was working on a major deal with Hulu. This deal was different from the Hulu Plus deal that was announced a few days ago. Word is that Vince McMahon changed his mind, and the original idea was overhauled. The original idea was to have something similar to a soft launch for the WWE Network with shows like The Legends House and older archival footage would also be featured. There were people within WWE very pessimistic about the WWE Network after the Hulu Plus deal was announced. There are feelings that there's feeling that from some that WWE should have gone full on with Hulu and backed away from trying to create their own network. No word yet on how many millions of dollars the new Hulu Plus deal is worth to WWE, but the original deal was overhauled and would have brought up to $15 to $20 million annually.
Interesting.
Like I also said during the show, Bruce Pritchard not high on Divas, and which is why Angelina Love, Velvet Sky left the promotion, and Mickie James as well. All that.
Mickie James left?
Did she?
You just said...
Well, she's not featured on TNA anymore, and there's lots of talk that her, Rosita, and Sarita aren't going to be part of the company anytime soon.
I blame Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Well, blame Bruce Pritchard.
Well, I blame Dixie Carter for letting it happen.
And the last news of the night, I think it's something that we could talk about for a little bit. Backstage talk about grooming a new top guy. Vince McMahon and Triple H high on Sheamus. With 35-year-old John Cena currently dealing with back, elbow, hip, and neck issues, there have been a lot of talk for months about who is the next top guy for WWE. With Vince McMahon's days likely numbered, some believe that the next top guy after Cena will be Vince's last ever hand-picked top guy. While Cena won't be replaced as the top guy until his body breaks down or until the public tires of him, there is a feeling that that you have to think about the future now, as Vince has never gone with anybody older than 40 as his top guy, because people think that he cuts bait early and then moves on. Vince has told both the traveling and non-traveling writing staff, as well as Raw and SmackDown crews, that they are now to put emphasis on storylines and angles for Sheamus. The idea is that Punk is a heel now and won't be that top guy. Plus, in their minds of what the guy is supposed to look like, Punk does not fit. Triple H is also backing Sheamus because he's big enough, dedicated enough, and loyal enough. At the same time, many people feel Sheamus wouldn't be right as the face of the company because of his character. Another downside to Sheamus is that he is almost 35, and if they are looking on grooming the next guy for Cena's spot, they should be looking at someone who is 25 or so. So, now that it's set on the table, I ask you guys, who do you think should be the future of the WWE after John Cena doesn't retire, but, steps out of the limelight?
I think it should be Juan Cena.
Never a serious answer from you guys.
Hornswoggle.
Did you just hear me? I said Juan Cena.
Mike, how about you?
Mr. America.
Oh, God.
The USA guy.
What?
I am a real American.
I mean,
they should go back to Hogan, I think.
Yeah.
Hogan can carry the company when he's 80 years old.
I am a real... where am I?
You want a serious answer?
Yeah, serious answer from you, Mike. He either has to be in NXT or he's currently on the main roster. You can't bring in anybody from Ring of Honor or anyone.
I think Caitlyn could be the next John Cena.
Okay. Fuck you guys.
What? What do you want from me?
I don't know. I feel Sheamus is the more obvious pick, but if I have to pick someone that's not Sheamus,
Ted DiBiase.
What about Sheamus?
what?
What about Sheamus?
Alex Riley.
Get out. And you shielded us for our answers. And you don't say Alex Riley.
Sheamus is all right, but like what they said, Sheamus is 35, and while Sheamus hasn't dealt with a big injury,
Dealt
with a big injury,
I got one.
Yeah, it comes to the time where Sheamus could end up, getting injured. The older he gets.
I don't know. I guess my real answer would be Seth Rollins.
But look, I mean, what they said about CM Punk, plus in their minds what the guy is supposed to look like, CM Punk does not fit. And you kind of honestly have to see CM Punk and Seth Rollins look very similar.
Well, Shawn Michaels was the guy before he got hurt, and he didn't have the build.
Well, he was the guy to replace Bret Hart,
But he was still the guy.
Yeah, but he was the guy for not very long.
Because he got injured.
3 years, 4
Because
years.
because he had a premature retirement.
Yeah.
That's why.
Brian Knobbs fits the role.
Jerry Sags.
How about someone like Cassius Ohno or Antonio Cesaro?
They're both old already.
No, Cassius Ohno is 31.
That's
32.
old.
That's old in wrestling. They're looking for someone who's under 25, like 25-ish.
How about someone like
He-
Dean Ambrose?
He hasn't
Okay,
been-
he doesn't have the build.
Well, that's what they're saying. They need to start building guys. I'm talking about someone who do you think could be the guy?
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler?
He's kind of old too.
But he's somebody who could probably go for the next 10 years. If he's
Actually,
injury free.
I guess I could see that. But that's if they're willing to turn Dolph Ziggler into a heel,
He already is a heel.
He was born in 1980.
I mean,
He
no.
is-
It turned him into babyface. I mean,
He's 32 years old.
Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you. Whatever. We're
You
done.
know who could be the top guy?
If you say something fucking ridiculous, I'm going straight to Pop and Botch.
Chris Benoit.
We're okay. Pop
Oh.
and Botch time,
Wait,
everybody.
wait,
Woo!
I do have an idea.
What?
Who should be, top
Who?
the- guy? I actually do think Dean Ambrose would be pretty good.
You think so?
I think so.
Here's the thing. He has to debut first.
Well, yeah.
Nope. I
Uh,
think
he's been working a lot of dark matches as of lately. I mean, he got back into the swing after having a small break, but I don't know where he's been. So hopefully he debuts. I want to say he debuts around Royal Rumble. I want to say he's gonna be one of the guys to come out during the Rumble. Boom.
I think Vicky Guerrero should be the face of the company.
Wow.
Doink the Clown.
It has to be Evil Doink.
Evil Doink.
No face Doink. No
He
face
just
Doink at
didn't-
all.
He just did an interview talking about Hulk Hogan
Oh, no, I read that.
and how much he
Evil-
hates him.
Evil Doink?
Shut
Evil
up.
Doink. Okay. We're
The
okay,
original
Pop
Doink.
and Botch time.
Okay.
Who wants to go first?
Me.
Okay, Mike, go.
My pop this week is a tie. It goes to the Orioles, clinching a playoff spot since 1997.
Mm-hmm.
And for our closer reaching the 50 save plateau. It was very
Joe
wonderful.
Nathan did that.
Well, Jim Johnson did it too.
Okay.
My flop goes to the college football game yesterday that had like a basketball score that was outrageous.
That was awesome.
And that game was on television too.
Yeah, West
And-
Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia and Baylor.
He threw for like 800 yards and like 8 touchdowns.
Yeah. And my botch goes to the Buffalo Bills because they shouldn't have even showed up today. How do you lose 52-28? after leading 21-7.
I don't know.
My flop also goes to the Oakland Raiders defense.
Fuck you.
I mean, if Atlanta can stop Peyton Manning, why can't the Raiders?
Oh wait, they're bad.
Oh,
They're
they
not
are.
3-1 like our teams.
Joker,
You-
you're next. Go.
You didn't play anybody. You played the Lions.
We beat the 49ers the week before.
And the 49ers destroyed the Jets.
I need to edit my 4PP profile. Go.
My pop goes to the Avengers
All right.
for being on DVD. I bought it. It's a great movie. Flop goes to Team Hell No. It should have been Team Friendship.
You fucking faggot.
Fuck it.
Don't care.
Faggot.
Don't care. And my botch goes to Strike for not being a part of the podcast tonight.
Strike's a faggot.
How dare you, Strike, for not being part of our special show.
Circle jerk.
Hey Jimmy. Hey Jimmy, what's your pop flopping botch?
You had trouble saying that?
Botch.
While we wait for Jimmy to type up his pop and botch, Jonesy, how about you give us your pop and botch?
Let's see. My pop goes to the Broncos for winning today.
All right.
My flop goes to Raw because it was boring, and my botch goes to the Raiders.
All right. Jimmy's
Okay.
pop and botch is his pop is for Resident Evil 6 coming out this
His
week.
flop is
His
for
flop
being
is for being
sick.
sick, and his botch is
And
for
Greg
Greg being
is
fat.
fat.
Fuck you, Jimmy. All right. Hunter, go. Pop and botch.
My pop goes to fucking Dexter.
All
Such a
right.
fucking good show.
It
And it
is.
starts up this week.
I need to start watching it.
And I watched it and it was amazing.
Amazing.
So fucking good.
So good.
Okay. I'm gonna spoil it for everyone watching. Spoiler alert, you better turn it off if you don't want to hear it.
Don't spoil it, or else I'm gonna beat you.
I'm gonna spoil it
I'm gonna
so fucking
fucking-
hard.
Punch you in your dick.
I might like that though.
I'm gonna jerk you. No, I'm not.
That's so gay. Okay, my flop goes to fucking no flops this week. I had a good week.
Your flop is going to fucking.
Yeah. And my botch goes to fucking shit. I don't know. My flop goes to my botch goes to working.
Wow, Fear the Newt just posted like
I see
18,000
that.
MLP. Like,
I think it was a glitch because when I went to go
My
post,
little
there was an error.
pony.
It told me
Shut
an
the
error
fuck
had.
up.
It told me an error had popped up.
like
So-
really, there's like 18 different MLP, and it's like, what the?
Yeah,
fuck?
I'm thinking it glitched.
Okay, whatever. Okay, my pop, flop, and botch. Go. My pop goes to SmackDown for being so much better than Raw. My flop goes to Raw for being Raw. My botch goes to the Raiders defense. Fuck you. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for the Arc of Wrestling 1-year anniversary show. I'm your host, Greg, and follow us on Twitter over at twitter.com/Arc of Wrestling. Follow us on blip.tv over at
Deb
blip.tv.
finds out that he's a killer,
Blip.tv/Arc of Wrestling. Find
and
us
I just
on.
spoiled your life.
Find,
Huh?
go like us on Facebook. Find, and we're also, remember, we are recruiting for the show, so please find us at any website that we are
If you're a
associated
God.
gay
with.
faggot like Striker Joker, you can't be on the show.
PM us if you want to be a part of the Arc of Wrestling podcast. We will interview you, and if you're good, you are allowed to join us every week for the podcast. So please, if you're interested in joining the podcast, please follow us. That's it. I guess we're done. Thanks for a great year. We're expecting more great years to come. Bye.